Hi, welcome to Crafted Sweetly. I'm Deanna. Thanks so much for being here. In this video, I wanted to show you a little bit of an embellishment that you could do at the beginning and at the end of the book. So what I did was, I have a book here that is about 320 pages, 324 plus give a few at the beginning. So what I did was I calculated enough at the front and at the end. So that left me with 260 pages here. And this is the part that I'm going to apply my photo strips to, the 260 pages here. But that leaves me all these pages that are blank here. And that's by choice. You can certainly do the photo strips for all the pages. But I wanted to do something a little different at the front and at the end. So now that I have 30 pages at the front and 30 at the back, what I want to do with this is I'm going to divide, and for this I'm just using a regular ruler, not an Incra. I mean, you can certainly use an Incra ruler, but for this I'm just using a regular ruler, and it's 9 inches for the height of the book. So I'm going to do for this 5 different points, meaning I'm going to divide the height of the book so that I have 5 different points, and that means it's at 1.5 inches each. So I've got 1.5 inches here. Now you can mark all of the pages if you'd like and then go back and fold them. So the first mark is at 1.5, and then for each subsequent page I'm going to add another 1.5 inches. So the first one was 1.5, next one is 3, then oops, back here. Would help if I do that so I don't have to hold on to the page. So I did 3, now I'm gonna do 4.5, and it helps to have the stand, or if you don't have a stand you can use your phone and put that down, but this frees up your hand so that you can measure accurately. What did I do? 1.5, 3, 4.5, yes, and then 6. So every 1.5 inches I'm going to put a dot, and then 7.5. So what I do, whoops, that was 7.25. Make sure it's 7.5 right there. Okay, so now that I've marked my 5 points, you can do that with all of these pages up leading up to the point where I marked them. So I did 30 at the front, 30 at the back, and I just used some post-it notes to make sure that I know exactly what I need to stop with this. So I'll get back my 5 pages, and now I'm going to fold to this point, the top and then the bottom. This is like a measure, mark, and fold type of technique. I'm just going to fold this down to 90 degrees. And I'll use a bone folder to make sure I have a crisp line. And now this I can't fold down to 90 degrees. I'm going to go as much as I can. I do want a point right here. And then this as much as possible folded in this way. Now what I'm gonna do with the rest of it, this up here. So this I've scored to make sure that it's crisp. And as you can see, I have this doesn't fold into the spine, so I'm just going to fold it back. You don't have to be super accurate with that. That's not visible in the end. But what you do want is this point right here. And you want this to be the, like, meeting up with each other, like an exact point. Okay, so that's the part that you want to make sure that is accurate. The rest kind of works itself out back here. And then tuck it under. Now the next one is going to go to your next measuring mark, or next measure point here. So again, 90 degrees if possible. This bottom part will not be possible to get a 90 degree, but I do want the point here. So once I have it to the point, I'm going to put my finger on it, hold it in place, and fold this back. And then what doesn't fit in, just fold back. Okay, there's my point there. Tuck it over. And next measurement is right here, and this will be 90 degrees on both top and bottom because it's the middle of the book. So I'm just gonna go right there, and then this one's gonna go from the bottom up. And as you can see, I just keep moving down the line to the points that I have marked. And now we're working on the other side where I can't quite go down to the spine. As much as you can, and then fold back the page. Again, not visible, not too concerned about it. And then this bottom one. So I did already a set of 5, just so that I can show you what it looks like once you have these. Oops. Fold that in place so it doesn't shift, and then this folds down. Again, this is the part that you want to be more concerned about. So once I folded these back, I'll show you, so you can kind of see the 5 points right there. And then once I do this part, which is another, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be able to get one more set, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I may actually do one more, so that way I have another set of 5 for the next one. This will not affect my pattern because I'll show you in 1 second why not. But what's going to be nice is you'll have these points. Again, it's 2 more sets that's going to create this kind of design right at the front of your book. So that's how you can create this. Now, it doesn't have to be 5 points. You can do 4. You can do more than 5. It's really up to you and how big the book is, because obviously the more points you have, the more sets you want to do for it to have any kind of impact. You know, with a 500-page book, you can probably use up 50 pages, 60 pages easily to create this type of design at the beginning, and then another 60 at the end. But I'm using 32 pages basically at the front, and then 32 at the back. So once I have those folded, what I will do is I'm going to move right into doing the photo strip, and I'll kind of check in halfway through to show you what it looks like. But I've done several videos on using the photo strip pattern. So as you can see right here, I have 2 leading strips that don't have any design on them. So that's why I had no problem using up one more page. So I won't use 1, I'll just skip on directly to number 3, which again is going to be another blank page. And at the end here will be the same thing. I have 2 more that are blank. This is an old photo. It's a little hard to tell what it is. It's already stretched out. And I have a video explaining how to create your own pattern with it. But it's a photo of my mom when she was in her 20s. I'm looking forward to having this photo done on the book. And you can even see some of the scratches on the old photo. I'll proceed with doing the other 2 sets of the points, and then start with applying the photo strips. And then I'll show you, kind of check in and show you a couple of photo strips with the application. Okay, now I've done about half of the book, so I just wanted to show you the progress. And then as you can see, this is just a very nice trim right there on the front. So I'm going to do the same trim in the back. And if you look at the side here, or I should open it like this, you can see the 5 different points that I've used to create this kind of pointy edge to it. For the photo strip, I just wanted, for those of you who maybe this is perhaps the first video you're seeing and haven't seen the other ones that I've done, I just wanted to show you real quick. So I have the book, and I did a 180 on this. I am using a 180 marker for this, and that way everything is even. And This is, you can get this in my Etsy shop. I have a link below if you're interested. It comes in a couple different colors. But in order to use this, you want this, and if you're a regular subscriber, you've heard me say this a lot of times, but you want this to be at 90 degrees. So I push the spine forward. So if I go this way, I just push from back here to make sure that this is exactly 90 degrees. Once I have it at this point, I can mark probably about 10 pages at a time. And the reason I can do that is because I'm applying a lot of pressure on the top so that this does not shift. And once I have it, I put this down, and my 180 marker has this 90 degrees right there, so that when I put it against the book, it stays put. And I use the styling tool, kind of an embossing tool, and score the page. Now once I lift this, I'm not letting go of the pressure, because then it's gonna change the angle here. So I just lift the page and hold it down and do another page. So I can do a whole bunch of pages with one push of the spine. And then once I have those folded, then I can let go, because at that point it doesn't matter, you know, the way this is. But I'll fold this over. And what I found is I'm using now, I found another, I mean, you can really use any kind of double-sided tape, but these little ones are just easy to kind of make sure you get in the spots where you want them. And I found that this is nice and smooth, so I just use this as a bone folder in a sense. I apply it in 3 different spots to hold this closed, and I left the number on until I'm ready to use it, just so I don't get it mixed up. And then I know some people are having trouble with making sure that the strip stays exactly, you know, butting up against the page. And what I do is I fold, once I have this here, I hold on to the strip and push it against the page as much as possible, obviously until, you know, it stops. And then I use this finger to make sure that it's flush with the rest of the pages. Once I have it there, then I press it down, because I have double-sided tape there, and I move all the way down to the other end, and I do kind of the same thing, but before closing this, to make sure that this is attached, I give it a push in the middle as well. And that way, this is always all the way against the book, against the page of the book. And I tip that over. And then for the strips, I have them kind of already lined up like this, so that I can just easily pick up the strip once it's folded over. And then repeat the process. Now I'm going to go and finish the rest of the pages off camera, and then come back and show you this beautiful photo of my mom once it's completed. Now I have the book finished, and you can see the decorative edge over here. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Now as I do this, that was my last page. If these pages shift a little bit, that's fine, I'll fix it afterwards. Now this is gonna stick up a little bit, because there's nothing, well, this is kind of holding it down, but just to help it a little bit, I am gonna put just a little bit of tape, that way this doesn't shift and move anywhere. Okay, and now the book is completed. There is my beautiful mom with a little embellishing on each side. I hope this video was helpful with your next book folding project. You can add as many points as you would like. I did 5, so I divided the 9 inches and then created 5 points, but you can certainly divide this into more points than that. And looking back at it, what I should have actually done is, with this first set of 5, just a little pointer, and I just noticed this now. This is a nice finish this way. As you can see, it's just a smooth page, but here you can actually see the fold. So what I'll do actually is I'm going to go back and fold this in reverse this way. So let me get this page here. So I will fold this backwards so that you don't see that seam the way I had it. And I didn't think about that when I was folding it. But this is actually going to look a lot better because you can't see the point to it. So we're just folding this backwards. I hope this video was helpful with your next book folding project. Just a little something to embellish with without really having to add anything else to it. It's almost like framing it. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next project.